Well, hello, and welcome to part 2 of the Craftsman Mountain Craftsman. I kind of forgot what I called this because it's been a long time since I released part 1. And I wasn't going to do like I did with the last series and wait like 3 months to do part 2. So I'm finding the time to do it now. In this part, I believe it's just the entirety of the backyard. I'm pretty sure it ends off with like maybe the beginnings of the inside. I don't know. It's been like 2 months since I was working on this at this point. And I spent a really long time on the backyard. So I think that is primarily what this video is. But yeah, I think this series is going to be 4 parts long, which is kind of a pain because then I have to record 4 voiceovers for the series. But fortunately, I haven't really worked on any other projects recently, so it fills that little gap. I did plan on having this like a week after the part 1 came out, and it just didn't work out. I don't remember when part 1 came out. I want to say it was at the beginning of this month, because it's already the 22nd. Let's see. It's been, okay, it'll be 20 days when I upload this. It was on the 3rd. Okay, yeah, it's been 2-3 weeks since then. So yeah, I didn't want to postpone this forever, but ideally it would have been recorded last week, but I have had things to do. So you're getting it now. So yeah, this house has one of my favorite backyards I think I've ever done. Just from the pool area to the deck, and just everything about it is nice. My whole reasoning for decorating this how I did is I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in part 1, but I'm just tired of not being able to get any good screenshots, because I'm like, this doesn't really look the best. Then I'm like, that's kind of boring. So I'm pushing myself to decorate more to make life easier for me when I take screenshots. I mean, whatever works. So it's worked so far. I'm happy with these screenshots. The only thing is, not doing the trees around the plot made it kind of weird. I know I could have worked around it, but I just didn't feel like it. So yeah, I have no plans for this. I kind of just jumped in and said, you know what, I have to record this. But now, okay, so I said that we might start on the inside. I think I do the very basics. I'm not sure if I start decorating yet. This house was very odd with decorating, because I very much did it one room at a time, as opposed to doing the entire basics of the house and then doing the decor. I did literally everything of the rooms all at once. All at once meaning when I came to decorate the room. I'm doing a very bad job of explaining myself. I usually try this every voiceover, and there's not really anything new. I have not been active on the Discord server at all. So if you're on there and you just haven't seen me, sorry. I can answer the question of the day, because I usually answer that in the server and I just haven't. So the question of the day for today is in the 22nd, is if someone came up to you and said, hey, do that thing you do, what thing would pop into your head first? I don't know. There's many things I do. Some of them are very embarrassing, and I would not do to make some stranger suffer through that. I I don't know, I'd probably look at them like they were crazy and say, what thing? I don't know. I don't have very deep or meaningful answers for this, and it's not like I have some crazy talent that's like, oh, I can sing the national anthem while balancing on my head and juggling oranges. Like, no, that's not me. Yesterday's, I might as well do that while I'm here since I didn't really give a good answer to the first one. What movie, picture, or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you watch it? There's this one video that it is Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, but it slowly slows down. Just the vocals. The instrumental stays the same. So it's just these long, drawn-out vocals, and then the music's just going on without her. I crack up at that. Some of these are... Why are these question of the day so boring? Ooh, what age do you wish you could permanently be? Good question. Well, so far it's been kind of... I wouldn't want to be something super young, like 3 years old, because then I wouldn't really be able to do anything. But at this point, at 16, I'm 16 right now. Like I can drive, but just by myself or with like family. So that does me no good. I can't vote. I guess I'd have to say just 21, because then there's no like anything that's, you have to be a certain age to do something. If I'm very scatterbrained right now because I'm trying to process this question while also giving an answer, and I'm the type of person that you ask a simple question and I will think about it for 4 minutes on end before giving any sort of reasonable answer. So what was the question again? I don't... Oh, what age do I wish I could permanently... yeah, I would say 21. That way I'm not just some lonely, depressed teenager. And, like, there's no legal things holding me back. Because pretty much in the US where I live, 21 is like when the free trial ends. And if I'm gonna be an age forever, might as well be where there's no restrictions or anything. Most of the stuff that you can do at 21, I wouldn't want to do anyways, so that does me no good. But the option's there. It's not like I'm never gonna be able to do some of those things. I just keep saying those things. I have no idea what things. So yeah. What kitchen tool or appliance do you find especially useful? There's this one little, I'm not going to put a picture of it up because that would block this gorgeous office that I'm making. I'm just putting beams up. I mean, this house where I'm at right now, I'm doing the basics. It's boring. So why not listen to me answer boring questions? You see what I'm saying here? But if you had to wait, wrong question. The kitchen tool or appliance that I find useful. Gotta focus. There's this Cuisinart panini press that's also like a griddler, and you can get attachments and make like waffles on it. I live off of that thing. Just everything about it. So I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say this. Like an air fryer, but that also has like the toast options and bake and convection bake. Because it's just an oven, but it doesn't have to take so much time to preheat. So if you're just reheating something, you bop it in there for a couple minutes and then bam, it's good. You don't have to heat up the entire oven. So yeah, that's cool. Let me I can't speak. I can't do two things at once. I can't record and speak while also trying to find things. I should talk about the build, but I'm putting vents down. Who wants to listen to me talk about vents? Don't answer that. This house, I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, I haven't looked at it in a month because I haven't been on Bloxburg in a while, but it's cool. I like this house. It's everything I would want it to be, and I had so much fun rebuilding it, or not rebuilding it, but building it in the first place, that I would build it again if I had to. If I lost the plot and I had to redo it, I would. I talked about this before, that I listened to the Avatar: The Last Airbender podcast, and that was for the entire duration of this build process. Basically, when I started decorating the backyard is when I started, and I was still watching it when I finished, and this house took me almost 10 hours to make. So that was a lot of podcast. But you know, I'm very passionate about that show. I watched an unhealthy amount, specifically summer of 2020, because what better things was I going to do than watch the same show 7 times over? That's not an exaggeration. But yeah, watched that a bunch, watched Legend of Korra a bunch, and it's just, I love shows with good world building. Shows and movies, where it's built up, like, I feel like setting is commonly overlooked with movies and shows, and it's just, like, you focus on the plot and the characters, and, like, character development, but where it's at is important. Literally, where it's at is where it's at. With Avatar: The Last Airbender, they're in a different setting in basically every episode, and the show does such a good job of fully building all of these different environments where everything feels fully fleshed out and it's like it actually exists, to completely scrap it and do something new in the next episode. I just really admire that about the show. And everything else is good too, like the characters are great, character development, character redemption arcs. That's something for another time. But yeah, if you'd like to hear me rant or vent about, or just ramble, yap, whatever you want to say, just listen to me talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let me know, because I'm very passionate about that, and I will happily spend 30 minutes on a voiceover recording that. These voiceovers have kind of showed me that I would not be able to do a podcast, even though these are kind of like a podcast in themselves, because I feel like I just don't have anything interesting to talk about. I do the school equivalent of the 9 to 5. I guess it's the 8 to 4. Dang, I really do a 9 to 5 schedule every day. But at least I'm doing something that will benefit me later, hopefully, maybe. I don't want to talk about school right now because it's Friday. I'm free for 2 days. I'm going to enjoy it. You know what? I'm gonna try to recruit the Discord server, because I'm literally never active, and I fully expect other people to be active. Don't know how that works, but you know what? No shame. I'm gonna at everyone. Recording a voiceover. Gimme things to talk about. I'll put please. Yeah. So I'm working on the kitchen. Yes, I have something to talk about. This kitchen, I absolutely love it. I've historically been a blue as my favorite color, and it still kind of is, but I've been trying to convert myself to a green favorite color person, and this shade of green that I used for the cabinets, both of them, I love it. And what made me so frustrated is it's right after I finished doing the base cabinets, my computer stopped recording and didn't tell me it stopped. So the entire first decoration part of the kitchen is just gone. It's not there anymore. I wish I could go back and like redo it, but I had spent at least 30 minutes on this kitchen, so I said I'm not redoing it. I'm sorry, but y'all can just watch the tour, or yeah, it's right here. It stopped recording, and if you look, I have like the entire first part decorated. I use shapes, and you can try your best, but I'm sorry that you're not going to be able to recreate it accurate. Okay, someone responded in the Discord server and said the video. I'm trying my best here. But yeah, it's a tragic loss of this beautiful kitchen that anyone recreating will never have it up to its full potential. So yeah, I tried to do the open like glass cabinets, so I would have to decorate it more. I'm trying to multitask again. It's not working. This is why podcasts work good with two people, because if one person needs to respond to something, then there's someone else to fill in the slack. But you know how at the beginning, a whole 17 minutes ago, I said I don't know if I get to the inside? This whole video's the inside. What was I thinking? But yeah, I'm working on this kitchen. Oh, okay, we got more now. I will answer some of these when I finish this kitchen, and now I'm just thinking out loud. And yeah, it's these kitchen decorations. I tried. I guess that's what matters. It looks good when it's fully like actually put together, but it's just a bunch of jars. But look at this kitchen now. You could just pause it there and then look at some of the stuff. I didn't use planks for the walls. I used, or like the backsplash, I used shapes, so that could make your life easier. And most of the other stuff is just decor. So the ceiling, I guess try your best. I'm sorry. I did a pothole, or a pot filler. I thought I was being cool with that. It just looks kind of lame though. But I'm proud of this kitchen. It's the best kitchen I've done, if you ask me. This house was just done so I could shut up about the chic modern farmhouse from last March, because I always talk about that one. I can't talk about anything else. So I guess this pushing myself to just decorate more is really to give me something new to talk about for once. So instead of saying, oh, I did this to match that one house I made a year ago, then it's like, oh, I did this to match the house I made this March. I'm finishing up the other stuff, and I just did a lot more stuff that I wouldn't normally do. Like a rug in the kitchen seems basic, but I don't really do that much. I waited a bit. I stopped the recording in case you didn't notice the big chop. But we got a couple of suggestions on things to talk about after I pretty much demanded it. Sorry. Talk about Ellie. says, talk about the worst haircut you have had recently. I don't change my haircut up much. I've had the same one since like 4th grade. Which I'm not saying I've said I've had the same haircut for 6.5 years. It's changed up a bit. It used to be more like short and spiky, and as I've let it grow out and then cut it, and then it's become more just soft and laid over. Not that my hair's soft, it's just kind of, I have rather thin hair, so it doesn't really, most hairstyles don't really work with it, but I try my best. I'm not gonna put a picture up, but it's a pretty basic one. The last time I got a haircut, I think I got it a little bit shorter than I wanted to, but it's fine because it's gonna grow out anyways, because my hair grows really quick. So right now it's back to where I want it, and it's been like maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I got a haircut. So yeah, I don't really, sometimes it's a bit too short for my liking, but I can't stand long hair. I don't know how people deal with long hair. It's just always in my face and just itching at my ears, and I can't stand it. So I prefer to have shorter hair, and I don't really hate my hair cuts, just more so the hair itself, because I can't do some of the typical haircut things. But some of the current styles, I'm kind of glad that I can't do those, because it's like, why would you want to have that? Not to point at anything specifically. Your favorite song and song artist. Let's go to my playlist. My music taste cycles so much that it, like a year ago, is completely different than where we're at now. I think I'm finally out of my mid-2000s rock phase. Algebra 2 and chemistry really did a number on me, and Linkin Park filled the void. I mean, I still like some of their songs, but it's just, I'm not living and breathing that anymore. John Michael Howell, he does a song like every week, so some of them are bound to be not good, or not as good, but most of them are pretty decent. And like Burn 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 and Mistakes Are Made, 2 of my favorites. What else? Let's see. Oh my. Why am I back? Def Leppard as well. I love some good 80s rock. I was basically raised on 80s rock. So Def Leppard, AC/DC, Van Halen, Bon Jovi, all those. Can't go wrong with that. And then on the more orchestra side, I've been listening to Joe Hisaishi's music. It's just from an album that's a collection of Studio Ghibli films. Have I seen Studio Ghibli? No, but it's good music. So yeah, that's my current music taste, I guess. We got anything else? So I guess I will fulfill the third suggestion and talk about the video. I am doing the bookshelves. I was using another Pinterest reference. This whole house it's a Pinterest house, because every single room is just Pinterest. I didn't really use anything different than why. Okay, I have the most squirrel-brained, just, I can't focus on anything anymore. And it's not the, oh, that dang phone's ruining your attention span. Like, no, it's been like this a long time. Literally, the dishwasher downstairs, I heard the water running on it, and it completely ruined my train of thought. I'm being really dramatic about this, and I don't know why. But, yeah. Oh, that's something I could talk about. I don't know if y'all like the whole life stuff more. I've been trying to get better at talking about the actual house itself, but a little bit of life sprinkled in can't hurt. So every year in March, just kind of pretty much in the whole state, all of the different middle school, high school, and I think some college bands as well, go to where you prepare 2 or 3 pieces. You have to have a march for one of them. It's frustrating, but we have to do it. And you pretty much prepare it, and then you go and perform in front of judges, and they give you feedback, and like a rating 1 through 5, with 1 being superior and 5 being like, why are you even here? And then you go and do sight reading, which is where you play a piece of music for the first time that you've never seen before. You have like 6 minutes to run through it without making any sounds on your instruments, and then you just go through it. So I had that on Tuesday, and it was pretty much, I've mentioned several times that my school's on a block schedule where we have 4 classes instead of like 7. So first is AP Language, and second is my band class, and we left during second. So pretty much just a regular first, and then went to band, and then we just started getting ready to leave. And it was like a field trip where we just got to leave for the day, and we went over. It was like a 20-30 minute drive. And okay, sidetracking here for a second. I saw this one thing of, I get it a couple times, but there's this dude that's from Britain that lives in America, and I've seen a couple of his videos sometimes, and this one was talking about how Americans use time to measure distance, not like miles. So it's like, that's 30 minutes away, not like, oh, that's 10 miles away. And that, I just thought of that just then, because I'm not gonna say that something's 10 miles away or 8 kilometers away. No, it's 15 minutes. That's how things are. But back to this. We performed, one of our pieces was this like Romanian folk dance type thing, and it was really cool. Hadn't really played like something like that before, but it was fun. My part was kind of boring, but everything else was cool. So while I have the basic stuff, I like stuff like that, where I don't have to do something difficult, but I get to listen to the cool part. But we did that, and it all went well, and we got our feedback, and my class got all 1s, so we got like the top rating for everything. And I'm still kind of living off of that achievement right now, even though it's been like 3-4 days. So now I get to burn the march that we played, because I hate it with a passion. No joke, I'm going to go in my backyard this weekend and burn that sheet of paper. Don't do this at home, kids. In the time I'm talking about this, I've pretty much decorated the living room. It's okay, I will admit I went a little overboard with this wood tone, but it looks good. So are we gonna complain about it? No, that's what I thought. We're not gonna complain. We've reached where grass is back, so that means I get to change everything to match with the grass. And I think that's the rest of the video, because I spent a while on that. Now that I'm saying that, no, there's no way that's the entirety of the video. I'm gonna stay for a little bit more. I don't want to overstay my welcome because I've been talking for 30 minutes, but I also want to leave something for next time and don't entirely talk about everything that I could talk about. So yeah, I am gonna leave now. I hope you enjoyed listening to this, my kind of little podcast of a voiceover. If you have any suggestions for things for me to talk about, or just anything that you'd like, it doesn't have to be related to house, just anything in general that you'd like to hear me talk about, you can leave a comment or join the Discord server and leave it in suggestions. And be sure to tag me in that, or like @mention me, because I don't really check Discord, so if you want to make sure I get that notification, just do that. So yeah, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed listening to this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Attention citizens, please commence routine 1399. Proceed instantly to the center. Thank you.
Thank you. Every time we reach a new horizon, it's like you don't care that we're leading something bare. And in the water I see cold reflections of what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Be there, and all the valleys that we're marching on through, not even aware that it's the darkness that's so hard to see. And I'm asking you to fight, just about the difficulty breaking free from what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future-proof, we know we're future-proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you.